Crappens. Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Hi everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe.
So then we see a flashback of Sai yelling at Jessel, being like, "No one gives a fuck, Jessel." And Jessel replying, "Don't yell at me, please. It's just my ears. My ears have heard Tom Cruise's poor children needing education before. They can't take this rudeness."
So Sai has done something that we always want these people to do, which is that she saw herself on TV and was ashamed and now is trying to change her behavior. And you know what? I cannot be mad at that. That is ultimately what we want people to do, to say like, oh, I was a monster.
Not really.
I was terrible. I really should stop acting like that.
No, I don't want to see people try and get better for the audience. I think that's what kills these shows, or when people try to adjust for the audience. But then, of course, it's better for the show because they can never do it, and it becomes more of a disaster than the season before, you know? So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, oh God, I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay, you're doing the Jax Taylor plot, really?
Well, we don't want them to pander
It's
to
me.
us, but we want them to realize where they're being awful. And so Sai was like, well, seeing myself on TV,
No.
I thought it hit differently. You know what? And I thought, I look so cute. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like so chic. And like, no. I mean, like, I'm trying to grow. And like, I think it was very important for me to fix my friendship with Jessel. So then Jessel's like, I think that Sai made a snap judgment about me. Just how I made a snap judgment in thinking that Pavitt would be a good husband. And I think she thought I was spoiled, an entitled British brat, which, I am to some degree. But Sai had a lot of self-awareness about her mistakes. And I mean, who wouldn't want to be friends with me?
And after the cold plunge, she's like, I don't feel thin, by the way. I didn't lose any weight. So now they go to the sauna. So now they're talking about spring break and all that. And Sai is pretending that she likes Jessel. She's like, vacation was good. I've been on like this whole Zen journey. I don't know, after therapy, I just kind of been like on this vibe of accepting things, accepting people for how they are. I mean, look at you. I've been wanting to shove your face right into the grate of the steamer, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, listen, I'm not usually a therapy guy, but like, it's not my jam. But like, I wanted everyone, I wanted to understand where everyone was coming from last year. So why was I so easily upset with everything? And I realized, every Sagittarius cuts people off, but I realized after speaking to my therapist that that's not okay. I'm still gonna do it, but now I can feel a little bit bad when I do it.
So they're talking about Brynn's party, and Sai's like, yeah, I haven't talked to that bitch. And she's like, yeah, I miss Brynn, but do you remember last year, her birthday party? And then we see the flashback to the season finale of Sai fighting with Brynn over Jenna stuff. Like, that is her business. That's her story to tell, Brynn. Fuck you, Brynn, for repeating that. Fuck you, Brynn.
Yeah. And we see, their friendship was really in a bad place at the reunion. And Sai was basically apologizing to Brynn. And Brynn's like,
yeah, I have 1,000 friends, so like, I'm good.
So Sai's like,
No, I put everything out there, and she rejected my apology. I'm not coming to meet her. She thinks she needs to meet me. And I really feel like I really took her in as a sister that I yelled at, and that's why I think it hurts.
She's like, but I like her brother. I mean, so I'll go. I'm going to go to the party. So they're going to go do this. And Sai tells a story. She's like, well, I saw her at Fashion Week, but, we were at Jenna's house and she hosted. And did you hear the part where she came up to me and she's like, I don't understand why you keep telling people you hate me? I said, well, first of all, whoa. I never use the word hate. Okay. Now, if you said, why are you going around telling people you can't stand me? Okay. That sounds like
I don't hate you. I just can't stand you.
How's that better?
I just don't like being in the same room as you.
So basically she's saying like, you know what, when I'm angry, I talk shit about everybody. I don't recall Jenna ever making me angry. Was she my favorite person last year? No. But like, what, we passed that stage. And she's basically saying, like, she's doing this whole thing of like, look, I was judging people too quickly and I'm moving past it and yada, yada, yada. And Jessel's like, but are things weird between you and Jenna? Are things good? And she's like, yeah, well, I never talked about it. I think like one night we just kind of threw it in the grave and buried it, and my therapist says just burying things in the grave and not addressing it is the healthiest way to move forward.
And Jessel's like, you're very calm. You're giving Zen Buddha vibes, right? Don't do that. I just took a cold plunge and he was fat. Okay. Are you really going to compare me to a fat person right after I got out of, you know what, Jessel? Fuck you, Jessel. Okay. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of this team. You know what, Jessel? I'm so sorry. I've been to therapy. It's all different now. I'm sorry. I see what I did wrong there.
So,
Dumb bitch. Fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
so now we go to Jenna's apartment in Soho, and she's in her shoe closet, weeding through shoes, and her girlfriend's mom, Nancy, is sitting in a chair nearby. And Jenna's like, so are you excited for the purge of 2024? She goes, oh, I'm excited. Okay, well, this is Karl Lagerfeld.
She has a vowel voice.
Yeah, she has a vowel voice.
She
Sorry about
talks
that.
like that. She's like, you know what? I am excited. Is this the part where I get to murder you, chop off your head, and I can't be arrested? No, that's a movie. We're just going to throw away shoes. Cass lied to me. That's how she gets me to do things.
This is Karl Lagerfeld. Yeah, so yay or nay? And she goes,
Oh, yeah, no, they're done. They're done.
and Jenna's saying how, like, she's just saying,
This lady just sitting there like,
No, yes, keep them. Get rid
what do you
of
think
them.
about this pair?
Keep 'em.
Oh, I
You know
love
what- you know when the
those.
remote
I
control
love those.
I've never worn them.
Get rid of them. I love them, but get rid of them. That's what I said to all the men in my life.
so Jenna's like, Nancy is my girlfriend Cass's mother. And this is like, you know, the first time she's visited, and she's funny, and she's sharing stories about Cass, and that's been really fun. Cass isn't going to come on the show, but Nancy's a real good substitute. Hey, Nance, want to sit on my lap? No? Okay. Just stay
So,
there.
Nancy, I know this is your first time visiting me, but guess what? We're going to take this very precious moment and turn it into a scene to introduce someone else. So my good friend Racquel is going to come over, and she has like a much cooler sense of style than I do, and she's just gorgeous. You're going to love her.
What about her shoes? Do we need to throw out her shoes too?
I think we don't have to worry about that, Nancy.
Well, look, I think these shoes you're holding right now are fabulous.
Oh, though, you know what? I can't, you know, because the person I'm dating that you created with your genes, you know, I'm assuming, well, I mean, she's dating, you know, I'm dating like
Spit
not
it
the
out,
tallest
Jenna,
person on the
spit it
planet. So
out.
it's just how I just take a minute. I'm just like really cool. So I have to like, it's a lot of ellipses. If I don't put ellipses, you won't see the numbers spinning around in my head, and I won't seem as intelligent. Oh my God. There was an X and a 2.
Okay,
I
honey,
need that.
come on, bring it in. Bring it in,
that.
honey. You can do it. You can land the plane.
Yeah, well, when I wear these shoes, I'm 7'7", so
You know, Raquel and I, we've known each other for years. We've been in each other's orbit, and she's in the fashion industry, and it's now been over a year that we've known each other. Oh, I guess maybe I'm talking about Cass. Talking about Cass right now, not Raquel. Sorry about that, everyone. So anyway, the doorbell buzzes, and in comes Raquel. And she's like, oh, hey, wait, what the fuck is going on in here? Because, like, the apartment has, like, some paper down on the floors and everything and some plastic. And she's like, oh, yeah, sorry. My air conditioning broke. It's just the romance in here was so hot that we had to turn on the AC, and it all just broke all right then and there. But that's why the house looks like that.
And this is the point. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that's why the house is under construction. AC broke.
I'm starting to get Sonia Morgan vibes. Are you? There are some similarities here. She's not at all like her, but the not paying for the Uber, the broken down Bentley thing, the not having air conditioning and shit being in disarray seems weird. I don't know if their eyelashes are selling. What is she can't be poor though, right?
No.
She's like worth $1 zillion.
She's definitely not poor. I'm sure she still has.
But see, here's the thing. When you call people poor, then the audience is like, they're poor now. You know what I mean? Because they've said poor so many times. I'm like, but her air conditioning is broken and her car broke down. It's a lot of things to be going wrong.
There is no way. I'm sure she got some sort of stock incentives or something from J. Crew. I mean, like, I don't believe that she's poor at all.
Darn it. I was
Yeah.
hoping so. I just want to see the dilapidation begin in the
I
apartment.
can see her
you
being
know?
lazy about bills, though. Being like, I just don't want to do bills today. It's just too stressful. I'm just not going to do it. So I can see that. So Raquel comes in, and Jenna's saying how she's loved her from the moment she met her. She's like real deal. She's like a real deal in an industry that does not favor women at all. And Raquel tells us that she's a curator and an advisor in the art world. And then we see a flashback of Racquel at work, and she's like, "This one feels to me like the most like into an abstraction." So then she tells us that she's put her, she's worked with shows like Empire and Severance, and just like that, she's like basically put artwork onto those shows. And she's also a model. And she goes, "Yeah, do you ever see that?"
Here's where she lost me, Ben. She said, "Did you ever watch In Living Color? You know that character that had like 8 jobs? That's me." That was a whole family of Jamaicans, man. That wasn't just one character. So I'm like, did she really watch In Living Color?
I don't know. I did watch In Living Color, but I didn't remember that. So I needed her to be more specific.
You don't? It's a whole family. They're like, "How many jobs you got?"
I don't remember that
2.
scene at all. That's skit
lazy. You lazy. Like you are so lazy. We have 10 jobs. It's like the whole sketch. Like everybody had like 10 or more jobs. And if you had any less, you were a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, I love Racquel being like, "Yeah, I'm an art curator and I also model." I'm like that lady with 8 jobs. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
What don't I do?
I
I pick out art for TV shows, and sometimes I model.
go to fabulous cocktail parties. I go to museum openings. I model. I just look impossibly cool and beautiful. It's like I'm like that lady with 8 jobs. Oh God,
Yeah.
life is hard.
So then they're talking about shoes and blah, blah, blah. And Jenna keeps talking about, so they're talking to Nancy, right? And she's like, "Oh, we're both so different, but God, we've had such a crazy story. I mean, we'd both been seeing men, penis, dangly balls. It's gross. It was terrible. It was terrible, actually.
How'd that work out
But
for
then,
ya?
And Raquel's like, "Seeing men, we were married to men. Can you imagine? Talk about seeing too much. We were feeling the man. It's like putting your hand in a mystery box and finding out there's nothing good is in there. What is this, a box of hair? God, hair and poop? Get me out of here. Am I right? Get me on the lady train." When does that arrive? Boop, boop.
I met Jenna in 2012 just as she was like in the middle of a divorce and coming out, and I was like doing the same. Just like it almost validated what I was going through. I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I had not met someone else who was incredibly wealthy and going through the exact same thing.
I might have been like a poor lesbian. Can you imagine? I wouldn't have been on a Harley. I would have been on the tiny little scooter, an off-brand Vespa.
She makes it seem like
Best.
Jenna was the only lesbian in Manhattan. If I had not found the only other lesbian coming out at that time, I don't know what I would have done.
Well, I think she meant like a straight lady leaving the family or whatever to be a lesbian.
I still think there were many more of those than just Jenna.
I like her way better.
But Jenna was the only one who was like also like wealthy and in the world of fashion.
Fabulous.
Like we're both 2 fabulous people making a fabulous life change.
Yeah. I mean, listen, whether we're straight or whether we're gay, we're both leaving people that we're way more fabulous than. So let's just bond over that.
So Jenna's like, "Yeah, neither one of us had ever been around anyone who was really gay. Like we didn't have any gay friends."
Very important.
Says Nancy.
It's very important. Gay friends are very, very important. Had you had some gay friends, they might have stopped you from buying half of these shoes. Let's be honest.
How did Jenna work in fashion and not have any gay friends? I don't know. I'm sure she had gay friends. So, so then anyway, then the dog starts whining.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I was thinking about that. I was like, well, wait a minute. I mean, there are plenty. There aren't. There really aren't. There are not plenty of people who aren't gay in fashion. I'm sorry. Okay. That's not something you can say.
Maybe she didn't have a lot of lesbian friends. Maybe that's what it was.
I think that's the thing. I think it's different, being in fashion and being a gay guy, because everybody's a gay guy. It seems like everybody's a gay guy, but yeah, maybe it's a lot harder for a lesbian.
Yeah. So, we don't know. We'll just have to circle back to that someday when we do a hardline investigation. So
we're going to really study lesbians this season, guys. We're going on a deep dive.
So then the dog's like whimpering and wants to have Racquel's tea because it thinks it's coffee. And then stupid dog. And then Racquel's like, "It's tea, baby. See, when there's tag, that's a tea bag, okay? By the way, when I was getting a divorce, my mother was very much like, 'Are you sure you want to do this? I don't think it's a good idea.' And then she started telling me, women are very jealous. Like, are you speaking from experience?" And Nancy's like,
Oh, so your mother still's not on board with this,
"Oh, Ronnie, you're on mute. You're on mute right now.
She moved to Puerto Rico, actually. Yeah, sorry about that. She moved to Puerto Rico, actually. So I don't think she was so happy about it. And it hasn't been great ever since. But, you know, see, you wouldn't want to be you. You know what I mean? And Jenna's like, well, has she met Mel? Has she met Mel? And Raquel's like, she has, but, you know, when we were just friends, because we were friends for a long time. So then they talk about how, you know, they were friends, but then they became lovers later, which I think is another thing. Is this exclusive to lesbians as opposed to gays? Because I feel like lesbians can be friends with people for 10 years and then they're like, oh, we should be lovers after a decade. I can't do that. I mean, if I see you, I can have sex with you at first, but then after I've known you for more than 20 minutes, I'm like, ooh, I know you now. That's disgusting. Like, why would I want to touch you with my penis? So it seems like opposite.
I thought the stereotype with lesbians is that like they go on a first date and then they're like moving in together and like setting up a life. So the being friends for 12 years was actually more surprising to me. But then again, stereotypes are just stereotypes. And, you know, there's so many different relationships. I mean, clearly Racquel was won over by Mel's enormous personality. And, you know, who could blame her?
So then, let's see. So Jenna's like, well, has Mel been with men? And she's like, oh, no. She goes, what do they call that? They call that a golden ticket or something. Willy Wonka. Just wait in bed. Wait for a penis to come along. So funny. Open the candy bar. Found a penis. So I love that movie. That would be terrifying, wouldn't it? I don't think I would have finished that movie.
Jenna's like, you know, yeah,
Scary.
the gay boys who I all met after J. Crew, they all have terminologies for men who've never been with a girl. Like if a boy has a C-section, then they've like literally never even touched a vagina. It's like the golden ticket or something because you've just never touched a vagina. And Nancy goes,
Oh, I gotta find a gay man and ask him about that.
It's like, oh, it's true. It's true. I have access to many, so we can definitely clarify. I've never been friends with any of them, but I can call them.
So now we go over to Erin and her family walking into the famous dessert place, Serendipity, which is probably not what the workers felt when they saw them walking in. Oh, what's the opposite of serendipity? Erin walking into this store right now.
Well, she does have the dippity. Or the pity. So she's like, you want ice cream? Are you not eating it? Do you want French fries? And her son's like, I don't want any. I just want a new house because my house sucks. My house is too small. It's like, oh my God, I've got the bougiest kid ever. Like, I mean, he wants a bigger house. Our new gorgeous apartment on the Upper West Side, which we moved to solely for convenience. He doesn't want that. Like, are you kidding me?
Abe and I were both born and raised on the Upper West Side, so it's like really home for us. And like we were downtown for a long time, and like things just became like really challenging with the kids. Like after school activities, like, you know, our parents being uptown, you just want to like simplify our lives. It was like taking 45 minutes to go to school. It was like coming in from Connecticut. Huh. Connecticut.
Oh my God.
We all love Connecticut.
We all love Connecticut. So then, what does that mean?
She
What
was
is
making a
referencing?
reference to the fact that Uba's guy was like Mr. Connecticut, and they like mentioned he was from Connecticut, and Uba had like flipped out at the end of the season. Basically, it was a very long paragraph to get to a joke about Connecticut, and it was a real groaner, and I can empathize because if there's anyone who's taken a long paragraph to get to a groaner of a joke, it's this guy right here. Okay.
Oh gosh.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So they order some food and stuff, and we find out that Erin's mom is sick with cancer, which is terrible, you know, obviously, and she doesn't want to tell the kids and stuff.
Very sad.
And it's
her
sad,
father
so I'm
actually
skipping
just
over the
passed,
sad parts.
yesterday, which is very sad for her.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Very, very sad.
Oh, I didn't know that. So they start talking about that. Erin wants to get a new place. She's been looking already to move to a new place, and Abe wants to, but it's just like so much work. And she's like, yeah, but I really need a proper home office. And like, where's Gwyneth going to sit when she comes over to do paperwork? Like on my lap?
Yeah. So, so we're just sort of getting an update on their lives, and the kids like. So normally, whenever there's like scenes like this, like when cast members go to like a store, usually like the clerk who shows them around at the beginning of the scene is like, I'm gonna let you guys stay here for a moment and just like figure things out. Or like the person whose gym it is like, I'm gonna walk to the corner store while you guys talk. Like everyone always like vacates their business to let the cast members have a proper scene. And this is the first time I think I've ever seen this where like the little kid is like, I'm gonna go take the kids somewhere else in the restaurant so you guys can talk. I was like, really? They're having the kids do that bit now?
I'm just going to walk around with my other small children siblings around the streets of New York. Have fun. He was like, okay.
He says, you should stay here with dad. I'm going to take the kids somewhere. I'm like, I've never seen like someone younger than 35 say that line. And it's like the 10-year-old being like, bye, you guys have to shoot your scene. Have fun.
Yeah, production's like, get the fuck out of here. And he was like, I guess the one person we can trust our kids with is TV production. So Erin's like, all right, well, you should come see the old apartment. You should come see the new apartment because there's like a mural with like cherubs on the ceiling. And he goes, whoa, you could like eat some mushrooms and stare at that for hours.
Stop.
You can't say that. What?
You can't say that.
What?
What?
Why would you say that?
What?
He's like, what? She goes, why do you have to go there? He goes, you don't say things like that? She's like, no. And then we see a flashback of the editors hating Erin. Of last year, Erin joking about her house. Like, oh, I love this house because I always joke that like you can like trip out in this room and it would be badass. Tripping, mushrooms, heroin. You know what would be great in this room? A little H-bomb of like a K chaser. Know what I mean? Hey, invite your friend Molly over next time. Let's rub each other's backs.
So Abe is like, okay, cool. And she goes, why are you like being like rude to me right now? Like tackling mushrooms? And he's like, because I don't like when my words are being controlled. That's how it feels. What? You criticize the words that I'm using. Well, you shouldn't be talking about doing the M word. Okay, what's wrong with you? Are you like dumb?
Yeesh, yikes. So they showed this in the preview and I thought it was going to take all season to get here. But nope, here we are. The marriage sucks. Like right at the beginning, right at the start.
Serendipity. Yeah, that's, I think.
So she's like.
By the way, when you go to serendipity, it's the perfect place to have an argument about mushrooms and how your marriage is falling apart.
I know, over ice cream. Like a giant sundae you're not even eating. Like she can just watch it melt right in front of her face as her marriage deteriorates. So she's like, I mean, talking about drugs on camera, that's like stupid. He's like, I'm going to get the kids. I'm very upset. And then he tells us, I don't think she's irritated about my mushroom joke. There's other stuff underlying. Mostly that everybody calls me Abe the Babe now and comes into my DMs and like sends me porn with, who's the guy you were saying he looked like
Daniel
last
Webster.
year? I was coming into my DM asking for Daniel Webster dick pics.
Everyone who has a Daniel Webster kink is like really turned on by Abe right now. She goes, I'm not going to go there. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about all this stuff between Abe and I. ... I'm like, okay, like literally no one cares.
Here's a hint. I know. Here's a hint. Literally no one has ever been that mean to me before.
Maybe she got mad at him for wearing yet another tech bro vest. I don't know. So now we go to Brynn's apartment and she's with Darius and they're just talking about like who's gonna be there at the party, this party she's doing. And she goes,
the regular suspects. Like Erin texted me, she's bringing Rebecca Minkoff? You know Rebecca Minkoff? Like, if you're just out in Nordstrom Rack, you probably saw her stuff.
Oh, this. So it's supposed to be a disc because she's at Nordstrom Rack? That's a very nice rack.
I would love to be in Nordstrom's Rack. I don't know what I would sell there, but like, what an honor.
Well, you could. You're selling now. You never know. You could have a Benjamin.
If anyone wants a strangely shaped jacket, you can find it at Nordstrom Rack. The Benjamin Mantle collection.
There could be Benjamin in a Nordsies soon. So that's shitty, especially when you're mad that everybody speculates on what you do for a living. To be like, oh, I'm dissing her job. She just said, don't come for my money and don't come for my... Oh, really? So you're immediately coming after someone else's.
Is
typical.
I mean, I thought it was funny. I appreciated the shade of it all. I just didn't understand the why of it all. Why is she coming for Rebecca Minkoff all of a sudden? like you haven't even been squinted at yet. Like at least like come after her after you've been squinted at. But like pre-squint shade, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, she does not like her because we see in the previews for the upcoming season that she's coming for, like about the Scientology stuff. So, let's see. Cut to Jenna's Soho apartment. So Jenna's like, "Oh my God, Racquel, you're going to come with me tonight? I'm so excited. I'm going to squish you. I'm going to squish you, squish you." And Racquel's like, "Oh my God, we're going to twirl around together." She goes, "Are you on Ozempic? Because if you are, maybe I'll pick you up then. Because Ozempic makes people lighter." It's an Ozempic joke. Did it work? I'm not really sure. I'm trying out new Ozempic material because it's like season 2. I have to like up my game. God, I hope that worked. Is that offensive? Do people still get offended about Ozempic? Oh God.
Raquel's like, "Bitch, please. On Ozempic, I would weigh like what? Like 20 pounds if I was on it? I would disappear. I'm so naturally skinny and beautiful that Ozempic would actually cause me to materialize into gas. That's all I would be."
So then Racquel, they're talking about Racquel's talking to Mel. We meet Mel, her girlfriend. And she's like, hey, honey, I'm in here. She's like, "Have you figured out what to wear?" She's like, "No, but you know me. I've got to decide, silver or gold." Mel's like, "Leather."
Well, it might not be your typical thing, I know, but like, this is my engagement ring. And she has this big gold, sort of really, really enormous ring that's like a butterfly or leaves or whatever. It's something, it's like a shape. It's a shape of something. And she's talking about how like she didn't want something basic, and she co-parents her kids with her ex-husband, and the kids love Mel. And you know, like they're always like, "Where's Mel? Where's Mel?" And she's like, "Am I like not enough? What? Did you not even see me here? Did I take Ozempic or something? Huh?"
And she's like, "We belong together. We have 3 motorcycles. We love adventure. We drive fast. We get adrenaline rush. Yeah, it's great." Going fast on things. We're going to be together forever. And then Racquel's like, "So what about this outfit? Because I'm in my, Mel goes, "What are you, in your menopausal era?" And she goes, "Yeah, let's go. You know what? You're not that much younger than me, madame." So then we go over to Brynn and Darius. Everybody's just getting ready for this party, right? And Brynn's like,
"Oh my God, what if nobody shows up to my party? It's not like I don't know what to do if I'm all alone in my apartment with big balls."
She's like,
Right now, am I close with Sai? No, but we're like cool, and like I'm excited to see her, and like I think that there's like a part of me that every time I do see her, I'm like, okay, maybe this time it's gonna be it. Like we're gonna have that breakthrough, you know? Like she seems happy, she seems cute, maybe it's gonna work out.
so Erin's like, "I'm scared of seeing Brynn because she made a light, fun comment into something sinister. I mean, look, me, light, fun."
storyteller. I'm a light, fun storyteller. They almost gave me the late night spot after Colbert. Missed it by just
Colbert. Another storyteller. So Erin's like, "Yeah, I'm just frustrated." So we see earlier in the episode, and Brynn's like, "Wait, is that?" I don't know. Who cares? So Brynn's like, "So yeah, tell them what Cass said about the dress." And Jen's like, "She told me, guys, Cass, she told me I look like a vagina with its period. Now I can't see it. I've got a bloody string even. It's not hilarious. I'm not wearing glasses." Season 2 Jenna.
And by the way, they're all arriving at Fleur. This is where this happens. And Jessel, Fleur. And they arrive, and Jessel is like, "Oh, by the way, did you get a text from Erin last night?" And Brynn's like,
No, why?
"Just because at 10 p.m. I'm about to pass out because I've spent all my energy all day being absolutely disgusted by a Pavitt and the way he eats his food. And I get a text that says, 'I'm so disappointed.'" And we see this text.
Such an Erin text. It's like, "Ma'am, you have signed up for Bed Bath & Beyond text messages and 15% off. Reply with yes. I'm so disappointed." Like, "Ma'am, I don't know what to do with this text. Do you want the 15% off or not?" Super disappointed.
I think that Erin is the one writing all these like campaign fundraising text messages. I don't know if you receive them at all, but I get them, and they're always like, "We are devastated. Kamala has only raised 45% of what she wanted to raise." So I can imagine Erin being like, "Devastated. there's not enough money that's been raised. You've got to do something for you. I'm like, please stop, please stop, please stop.
So then now Jessel's like, oh my God, I'm 99.9% sure Erin's so disappointed text is something to do with our conversation at the furniture store. Well, guess what? I was disappointed by having to go on a subway. I was disappointed on having to eat a Carol's bun. I was disappointed. Listen, I'm sitting across from a bloody vagina, literally, right now. It's work, all right? We do what we do. Save your text.
Did you know there's an entire part of the city called Queens? Here I thought we were going back to London to pay homage to the one who brought us all here, spiritually. And instead, we're in some awful, disgusting part of New York City with tiny pigeons on top of doorways. I hated it. What were we talking about again?
So then they're speculating. So Brynn's like, I'm disappointed in you. That's cryptic. And Jessel's like, oh my God, I'm so disappointed. Like, ooh, who talks like that?
Of course, Erin would send a text that's just like, so disappointed. And then like didn't say anything else.
Erin. Yeah, it's so disappointed. She's like a Facebook poster, like, so disappointed. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh my God, Erin, what's wrong?
Erin? She's a big booker.
So then Racquel is now talking to Jessel about being an art dealer. She's like, do you collect it all? And Jessel's like, oh, only my kids' art, which is scribbled on crayon, mostly on the walls. And then I collect cleaning people to clean the crayons off. And then I collect rolling pins to throw at the head while they do it. Because you know what? Who doesn't love sports? Am I right? I'm a well-rounded person. What was your name again?
I also collect some of Pavitt's art, which he uses a very interesting mixed media. It's crumbs and mayonnaise on napkins.
So then Sai's like,
So, we were at your party, all right, Jenna, the awkward party. You said that you heard that I've been going around saying that I hate you at your awkward little party. Do you remember that, Jenna? Do you?
And she's like, why do you hate me? What is it my outfit? You hated me before this out. Like, I hate me in this outfit. Like, actually, I'm getting where you're coming from now. You know what? I hate me too. Let's go out back and beat the shit out of me.
First of all, Judith, I never even said that. Who told you that I even said that?
And then she goes, well, this one over here. And she like gestures to Brynn. And Sai's like,
I never even said that to her.
And Rebecca Minkoff is like,
do I even want to know what they're talking about? Squint.
So whatever you're talking about, is it a story that John Travolta could star in? Then otherwise I don't.
So then Erin says,
I'm like so low on Scientology references. I've got to study up.
Listen, you start at the top.
That's it. That's all you're getting from me. Like, that's it. A couple of Leah Remini's thrown in there.
So Sai's basically saying, I never said that. And then Erin's like, you did. I went through our chat today. And she's like,
what, that I can't stand it?
And she goes, well, what's weird is that this human being's trying to ruin people's actual bonds. She's, I think, talking about Brynn. And she goes, Sai did not say I hate Jenna. Brynn has said things about everybody in this group that I haven't even told people. Like, I wouldn't do that because, like, what's the point? To, like, hurt a friendship? I'm like a storyteller, not a friendship ruiner.
So like, she is being terrible. And so I was like,
I come to this party thinking that Brynn's extending the olive branch, and I thought that we were smooth sailing moving forward, and this just took me all the way back.
What are you talking about? You knew the same info. You have the same info as when you came in. Nothing's changed.
So
Brynn.
So
oh, she just didn't know it was Brynn that told her.
So Sai is now.
Yeah, there has been.
Sai now has a new angle. She goes,
you know what? It's like she's unwell. Like something is seriously unwell. She's unwell up there. Something's a little cuckoo caca up there. You know what I'm saying?
And Erin's like,
well, she knows now because that's what happens when you go to therapy one time. You're like, oh my God, that girl has borderline personality disorder. There, I've been to therapy. So
she's more than unwell. And Jenna's like, come on, come closer. And she goes, and then Sai's like,
well, you know what? Well, I don't want to come closer to you because I don't like you, apparently. And she goes, I apologize. I didn't say that I didn't like you. I never said that I hated you. I said when I first met you, I felt like you were never yourself. And, like, I think that, like, that's what irritated me. And, like, I didn't get to know you for who you were, which is a very rich, uninteresting person. That's all.
I mean, no, it's not. You said you can't stand her. I mean, you said it. It's in the text. So, I mean, if you're going to own up to it, just say, I couldn't stand you. Sorry.
But she does say.
So Jenna's
like, look, a lot of people told me you were talking shit about me. She goes, I was wrong. She goes, I was wrong. I judged a book by its cover.
Yeah.
It's khaki
and
color.
Jenna's like, it's a cute cover, right? And she doesn't answer. So it's just like, So then Sai's like,
I've been to therapy. I've come a long way. And Brynn's doing what she does. She can't stand this one getting close to that one and that one getting close to this one. So she comes in and she fakaktas it all up. It's just how she is. But at the end of the day, Jenna, you get nothing for nothing. And that's all I can say for the life of the poor. It's a struggle. It's a war. I've been to therapy.
okay, I'm sorry. Is that Les Miserables? I've never met a queen before, but I think that's a show tune, and that doesn't compute.
Listen, I just want to say something. I think that last year I forgot the pecking order of New York City, which is that I'm an influencer and you're actually working at a high level in fashion. So I just want to say I'm sorry and you are better than me. And I just want to rearrange the puzzle pieces here. Okay, are we all set? Are we all good?
Jenna's like, oh my God, thank you. You know what? Thank you so much for apologizing. And I hear you're going to therapy. That's hilarious. That is funny. All right, you're a bitch. I hate your guts. So then there's not a bartender there. So Jenna's like, could you guys just be the bartender? And Abe's like, sure, I'll be the bartender.
I hated this, by the way. I'm like, what are you doing? Getting behind the bar? I'm sure it was just all for TV, So he makes a drink from behind the bar and everything, and Sai's giving him orders on how to do it, etc. And then we go over to Racquel, and she's talking to Rebecca and to Mel, and Raquel's just talking about her relationship, etc. And
she's like, Mel, Mel was single for a minute and I wasn't single, but then Mel ended up in a relationship, but then I was single. And Rebecca's like, oh my God, this is such a lot of uninteresting information thrown at me at one time. I just don't know what to avoid in this conversation. It's just like Twister. There's a lot of cows flying at my face. And Mel goes, basically it's lesbian talk. Okay.
Like, oh, got it.
Constant long-term relationships. She's like, oh, okay.
So the bartender comes back and Sai asks for more olive juice. And it turns out that they were using the juice from the cherries, not the olives. It's funny. So
I get being so rich that you think you're going to bartend and not be good at it. I don't get being so rich that you don't understand the difference between a cherry and an olive.
Yeah.
That's
Sai's
just
a bartender.
That's just stupid.
Sai's whole thing is that she was a bartender for 15 years or something. She should know the difference.
Right.
When your dirty martini comes out looking pink, as we see on camera, you should think that maybe you dipped from the cherries.
Yeah. So now Racquel is talking about, so Erin's trying about, Justin's like, oh my God, is that an espresso martini with tequila? That's Erin's thing. It's her new personality. Let's all try, everybody. And Erin's like, I would let you try if you weren't so mean to me. You're just so mean. Literally no one has ever been as mean to me as you are. It's like, what are you talking about? You're speaking cryptic text. Let's talk about that, Erin. Have you ever tried a Carol's bun?
It wasn't a cryptic text. It was a very, very, very short story as told by a storyteller. It's like, okay. So then Pavid and Darius are talking, and Pavid's like, my kids are batshit crazy. And Darius is like, yeah, I remember getting a call from Brynn, and she was like, after she visited you guys, she's like, I can't have kids. He's like, yeah, no, they're instant contraception. And they're like, yeah, your kids are terrible. She's like, yeah, no, my kids are totally unhinged. I even try to slice up their chicken nuggets and it still doesn't calm them down. I thought it might work.
They're like contraception in human form.
So then we go back to Erin and Jessel, and she's like, I was just so bummed because you said that Erin said that you're poor and you didn't have money to get the Uber, and Jessel's like, I did not say that. My God. The only people I called poor were on the people on that subway thing, and they literally were poor, and it was more an apologetic way. Hello, I'm so sorry you're poor. I'm so sorry you're poor. Is this the door I leave from or the one that leads to the other subway?
And furthermore,
Anybody?
Where are the sandwiches? I think that's a different subway, Jessel. So Jessel's like, she's like, I genuinely don't think that you had any mal intent. Mal's like, what? Hello? So Erin's like, yeah, but there's a manipulator in this group who manipulates things, and she's lying about the story. She's lying. I didn't say she was poor. That's insane that I would say that. And now Erin tells us that she's a New Yorker. She's a very honest, straight shooter, as we saw all last season. when. How do you say you're a straight shooter and a storyteller at the same time?
I only tell shooting straight story. My stories are no one ever misses.
Funny story. I was also a
So
straight
then-
shooter, and then I met Jenna, and I was like, I cannot be a straight shooter anymore.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then we see the cheese drama from last year, and Erin saying she literally makes shit up. So she's like, the cheese caused a fight between Sai and I, and now I'm worried it's happened again with me and Jenna. Dun dun dun. So Jess was like, I just thought you were trying to be funny. And she's like, yeah, so how did she get that? This has like literally ruined my life. So so they called Jenna over now. Jenna's like, oh God, here we go. It's like, I'm being called to the principal's office, and it's not even between periods. Did anybody get that? Season 2, Jenna.
I'm wearing a
Thank you.
vagina dress.
So-
It's like, okay, so it honestly felt like, Erin was trying to tell a funny story, Jenna, and like that did not come across the other day? She goes, well, what was said that I had an issue with is that both you and Brynn both confirmed that Erin had said that I was having money troubles. And Jenna's basically like, I called Erin and gave her the heads up that Jenna called Erin to say that they had talked about this at the furniture store because it was clearly coming up.
Yeah, she's like, okay, it's on camera now, so it's gonna be coming up again. And Jenna's just like, this is so stupid. It's like, I cannot believe I'm getting paid to be here. This is absolutely ridiculous, And so Jessel's like, oh my God, I'm not taking sides. I mean, listen, because they're like, did she or did she not? Jessel just goes, I don't remember. I don't know. She goes, whenever I can't remember, whenever I don't want to talk about anything, I've just got mom brain, I don't remember what I did yesterday. I've just got children. It's so hard. I really don't even want a daughter. I just want more excuses to get out of these stupid fights with these women for more years to come.
Oh God, I actually do remember what I did yesterday, and it involved Carol's Boone. Ugh. So then Erin is like, well, for me, I have integrity, and I'm a mother of 3 children, which I'm like, being the mother of 3 children has nothing to do with anything in this situation.
But that's always the argument, right? You hurt me and I'm a mother. How could you?
Because Brynn's not a
children.
mother. So it's almost like because Erin has given birth, she therefore has more integrity than Brynn.
Yep.
She's like,
It's a
I
power
don't
move.
lie.
Like, I've dropped human pollution out of my womb.
I don't make
Top
things
that
up.
one.
I was telling a funny story. So Brynn walks over and Erin goes, oh.
Brynn's like, excuse me?
She goes, yeah. Ugh. I'm not doing it.
What are you not doing? And she goes, you know what? Go perpetuate some other story. I'm not interested in it. That's why I've been talking about it this entire episode, this entire party to anybody who listen, and why I'm getting up and storming off now. I'm so over it. Hold on. Let me walk right here. I'm back. I'm back again. Still not interested though. What are you talking about? She goes, actually, like, I care about other people. You know why? I'm a mother.
Oh, really? 'Cause I'm mother.
Sorry, I think gay people have to tell you that. I'm sorry, I don't know any of those. Stay out of this, Jenna. Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
so
You guys go
confused.
ahead.
Who here has had gastrointestinal issues for the past 48 hours? Only me? So-
I have integrity and you don't. And Jessel just confirmed it. And I don't think Jessel did. She
Jessel's
just said,
like,
I don't
wanna be
remember.
involved.
This is these two making shit up and throwing it
Like
at
at
each
the,
other. Both of
at the
them.
end of the day,
Both Brynn and
Erin
Erin.
still put Jenna on blast for the fact that Jenna did not pay her back. So Brynn's like, first of all, chill, bro. And Erin's like, I get hurt because I actually cared about you. You're like a bad friend.
But you're hurt. Like, you don't have integrity. I'm like a bad friend. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Just stop. You're saying stuff that's, like, not true about me and my character, and that just has to stop.
And she's like, I told the truth. She's like,
You told Jeff Lewis that I sleep with men for their money.
and she's like, oh, no, I didn't. She goes, yeah, And then you left and said, I don't know, maybe. I mean, you did a horrible, fucked up thing. Yes, I will accept this drink. Who is he?
Thank you, honey.
She goes, I love my friends and you're upset. That's why I said sorry. And she goes,
Yeah, but now you're saying it wasn't that big of a deal?
she's like, no, I think I could have shut it down earlier. If someone told me I had a sugar daddy, I'd be like, where the fuck is he? I need some money because I just paid for Jenna's expensive Uber. Oops, did I say that? A storyteller.
So it cuts to all the women saying, like, I'd love a sugar daddy. There's no shame in a sugar daddy. As if, like, if someone said they had sugar daddies, they wouldn't be all mortified, you know? And then Jess is like, I would love that. In fact, I got an email the other day from a billionaire wanting me to go on a private jet with him to Miami, and my attire would be a white T-shirt and a G-string. If I didn't have a husband, I would have done. What the fuck kind of email is this?
If I didn't,
Who sent you that?
if I didn't have
what are you talking
a husband and 2 socially inept children, I would be on that plane immediately. I bet there's no Carol's bun in Miami. So
what billionaire is like, hey, you know, I don't have anything to do this weekend. You know, call that lady from the Housewives of New York. Yeah. The one with 9 children coloring on the walls. Yeah. Get her in a bikini and have her on my plane. See if we can do that.
Well, you didn't say sugar daddy. You said that I fuck men for money.
And by the way, Erin never said ever.
No, she didn't.
That Brynn fucks men for money. Like that was literally not only that. Like it wasn't even like on the table. So we see the flashback again, and here we have the actual transcript, which I don't think we have to even go into because we said it pretty much accurately. And Brynn is like,
why are you talking? Why are you in this?
Because Sai's getting mad because Sai's like, she never said that. And Sai's like, what are you talking about? Because you're lying. And
Brynn's like, but I told Jenna that shitty thing that you said and like be mad at me for that. But like, not that I'm like a liar.
So is the therapy in the room with us right now? So Sai's like,
You are so toxic. I mean, yeah, you know what? You're unwell here. You're unwell. There's like a literal crazy town going on in your head. You're nuts, okay? And then you can't stand girls getting close because I got close with her. She got close with her. Then you had to come in here and you had to fuck it up with all of this bullshit, okay? You're a toxic bitch. And then all of a sudden the night was weird. Was the night not weird at Jenna's awkward house? I mean, we're at Jenna's awkward house. It's already awkward. Jenna's awkward. She's got an awkward house. She's an awkward person. It's the most awkward person I've ever been. And you made it even more awkward, okay? If there was a sandwich to order right now, I would order an awkward. I would just swallow the fucking awkward, all right? That's how hungry I am for this awkward bullshit, you toxic bitch. I'm out of here. Fuck you. Die in your sleep.
And Brynn's like,
no, the night was weird because you called Jessel's husband a name.
And then Brynn reads a text from Sai that says,
fuck you, Jessel, and your Dory from Finding Nemo look like husband too.
It comes to Papa Bill. You know, that was like a compliment for Jessel. Jessel's like, I agree. And at least Dory doesn't have to drag me to Carol's Boone in some outer borough of the city.
This is an Ellen DeGeneres character. They're just going to keep bringing Pavitt in with canceled people. So then Brynn's like, yeah, it was weird. So Sai basically talks shit about everybody and just keeps getting caught. So now she's getting mad about it. But at the same time, you should be allowed to vent to your friends and not have them go tell everybody your shit, you know? So, like we said earlier, I'm oddly Team Sai on this one.
I am too.
So Sai's like, you fucking gaslighting narcissist fucking asshole.
I love the way you switch this. She goes, I'm a nice person. I'm talking about you and I'm talking about you and you're talking about what I said to Jessel.
And Sai says,
me and Jessel have moved on. Okay, we're in a good place. We got into cold weather together. Okay, and why are we deflecting and making this about Jessel?
And Jessel's like, fuck me. Sorry, it has nothing to do with this situation.
Rebecca's
I just got a text
like,
from Pop that he wants to go to the Bronx to some place that serves pork feet on a tire.
Rebecca and Racquel are just watching like, ew. This is so, why are they fighting like this? Crazy. Women fighting? Racquel's like, that's a lot. I just don't know if I can even deal with this. I mean, what are these women? Who cast you?
I know. You're a housewife. You're actually supposed to be in the fight. Okay. Throw yourself in.
Did you make any effort to get on this show? Like, what are you doing? So then, Sai just keeps going off. She's like,
Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan.
Rebecca's like,
they are very angry.
So then the husbands are having a really important conversation about how long they can hold their breath. Pavitt's like, I could do it for 10 minutes, 10 seconds and I'm done.
That's such a guy. That's such a husband conversation. Okay, so then Sai walks away. She's all pissed off. So now she's telling the new girls. She's like, oh yeah, Brynn said some shit to Jenna about me and she told Jenna some shit about Erin. Now that we're calling her out about it, she reverses the entire thing. No accountability. Unfucking well. What are they serving you? Cheese? What is this fucking cheese? Fucking losers.
And Racquel's like, I've never experienced anything like this. I don't have like straight women problems maybe, but like now I'm intrigued. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What the hell happened?
So Brynn's all upset and she's like, this is trash. And she storms off and Erin's like, wait a minute. I don't agree with what just happened. I know I hate you, but now Sai's more of a villain than me. So let's just stick with you spreading things about Sai and leave me out of it. She's like, no, I'm mad now. So she gets her brother and she's near tears. Meanwhile, she started all of this, which is hilarious. This is so Brynn to start everything and then be like, everyone's mean to me.
She's like,
I'm a narcissist. I'm Satan. I'm a Satan's fourth wife. What is that?
Don't scream at me.
What's that even mean? You just got mad that people called you a sugar daddy, and now you're Satan's fourth wife, or a sugar baby. Now you're Satan's fourth wife. Come on, man, get your stuff straight.
You know what? As soon as you yell, even though your message could be correct, the delivery is completely wrong. That wasn't respectful of me, and all the money I spent in therapy just went out the window. Onto the streets in Brooklyn, where people are looking into my townhouse and saying, wow, I love the way that she lives. You know, because Zen Sai is completely gone. Was Zen Sai ever here in the first place? Maybe not. But anyway, I'm trying.
God, Sai, you're supposed to at least wait for an episode to go by before you totally regret what you just did. She's like, you bitch, you narcissist. I didn't mean it. That was terrible. That was, you know what? That was the wrong thing to do.
and then Uba walks in like, Uba is here for the big scene. They're like, you missed it, Uba. Like, oh, but to be continued.
Yeah.
No, it's not a to be continued. The scene's over.
Yeah, and that's the end of the show, everybody. And then we see the coming soon on Real Housewives of New York. We did a whole trailer trash on the trailer. If you want to hear that, it's a good hour of talking about the season of New York. It's been a fun one, eh,
Oh,
Ben?
yeah. That was a fun recap. Again, like going through the recap, like you could see they did not need to make this a supersized episode, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it was a generally pretty good premiere. So, hey, I'm happy.
Fun times, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We will talk to you next time. Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She's a total knockout. It's Katie Manock. Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Let's get feely with Maggie Sheely.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Cast a Spell with Shannon Spellman. The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.